Hello, my name is Jalise. Welcome everyone to my top 5 Jack Ryan movies. I just watched all the Jack Ryan movies. I'm going to be watching a TV show now. I'm going to be ranking the actual people that played Jack Ryan. And so what Jack Ryan's about. He's a CIA analyst. He's a former Marine who was injured in the line of duty. And has a movie series. So I barely knew about this character. I only knew about James Bond. And then once I studied this character for a bit and watched the films, I grew to enjoy these films for the most part. But there is the worst and then there's the best. The worst is Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit. This was the newest Jack Ryan film, and this was the only one that came after the first with Ben Affleck's film, which was Some All Fear, that came right after 9/11. And this one, Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, what is this film about? It's basically the entire origin story, except in a modern day storyline. Why Jack Ryan became a Marine. 9/11. Goes to Marines, gets injured, meets his future wife in rehab. Jack Ryan is played by Chris Pine, and he's with his girlfriend/wife, Keira Knightley. And during this time, we get to see his introduction to the CIA with Kevin Costner, which I don't mind. It's not a bad film. This film, it's just a simple story. I mean, if you're gonna do like an origin story for Jack Ryan and all that stuff, yeah, this is the quickest way. But to me, I didn't really think we needed his backstory to why he was like this. I just needed a CIA analyst because I saw the previous 4 films. But for a beginning film to introduce people to his character, yeah, he was an interesting character. He was an okay character. He's nothing special about him. What he basically does was he now works for the CIA. He's looking over stuff for the bankings, and he knows something's going on. The villain in this film is a Russian. Obviously, the Russians are always the main villain for the Jack Ryan movies, but this one, again, is Russia, and they're trying to, like, collapse the economy of America and all that shit. So, overall, it was not a bad film. The villain had his motivations, for Mother Russia and all this. It was all for Russia. I like Chris Pine's relationship with Keira Knightley, and overall, Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit was not a bad film. It was just not the best. So out of a 10, I give it a 7. It's okay to me. It's a C minus, a C. Nothing special about it. But overall, I could look up a different other Jack Ryan movies. My 4 favorites would have to be Jack Ryan, The Patriot Games. This one has Harrison Ford. And if you know me, I love Harrison Ford. He's my favorite actor of all time. But the thing is, though, with Patriot Games, this is his first film. One, he's already retired from the CIA. And the only reason why he gets involved is because there's IRA. They try to kill this Englishman. They get him. Jack Ryan saves him. And he becomes a target with his family by Sean Bean's character, or Sean Ben's character. I don't know how you pronounce his freaking name. For the love of God, don't hate me on that. But he's out for revenge. So it's Sean Bean versus Harrison Ford. After, it's just the beginning where Harrison Ford stops the killing of the English family and kills Sean Bean's brother. Sean is just after Harrison Ford. He's out for revenge, trying to kill his family. Then Harrison Ford takes it personal. So it's a cat and mouse game. It's not overall the greatest interesting story overall for what Jack Ryan does. It's just really more of a revenge thriller, and it's more personal game. It's a nice film. It's good. It's just nothing special. There was nothing that really stood out to me in Patriot Games. But Patriot Games was not a bad film at all. But I did enjoy this film. I give it a B minus. Patriot Games number 3. Number 2, and I really enjoyed this film. Ben Affleck's film, The Sum of All Fears. I love the beginning of him. I mean, we skipped the part where he was in the military and all this stuff. We see him as a C. We see Jack Ryan does what he does best. He's an analyst. He analyzes stuff. He analyzes the people that he's like, oh, this person wouldn't do that. This person wouldn't do that. This film is not an action film like the Patriot Games was. This is more like deep information. I have to study this information. I have to study this information. I love how Morgan Freeman tries to like teach him about all this stuff. I like him in his relationship with Morgan Freeman's character. I like how he's just like is integrated into this world. How he has to pick up things very quickly because this new guy was elected. This new guy in Russia is now the new president, and Jack Ryan made a report about him, and Morgan Freeman was like, okay, what's your input about this guy? I want to know everything. You're going to get on the plane with me. Call your girlfriend and all that stuff. Tell you work for the CIA and all that stuff. That's why you couldn't miss the date. Lie about it. And it's just very, very entertaining. And I liked it. And again, Russia's the enemy. Again, some right wingers and all the like fascists and all that stuff. Basically, the entire plot line, and basically, they're trying. This entire film is trying to get America and Russia to go at war with each other to basically nuke each other off. And even though there's not that many action scenes, and Jack and Ben Affleck does a commendable job. This is not a bad film. This is actually a very good film, in my opinion. This was a pleasant surprise to me. This is a very underrated film, and I think The Sum of All Fears definitely deserves your viewing, and definitely check it out. Sum of All Fears was not a bad Jack Ryan film. It was actually very entertaining, and I loved it. So I'm going to give it B plus A minus. I really enjoyed this film, surprisingly. My number 2 favorite is going to be Clear and Present Danger. This is what makes Jack Ryan great. This is the best Jack Ryan movie as his character. Harrison Ford returns for a second film. What happens? A cartel guy goes over the top, kills a U.S. senator. The president declares a secret war against them, unknown to Jack Ryan's knowledge. And they're trying to figure out who killed his family, and we all get to know it. But then it comes like a lot of twists and turns, where one cartel guy's gonna now work for the U.S. government to eliminate the other guys, and all those U.S. soldiers that were doing this secret assassinations and all that stuff. He had to go freaking help them out. He eliminates them. Like, the president of the United States eliminates his own soldiers. He tells them, sell them out and all this stuff. And it's just very entertaining. This film is great. And it just puts Jack Ryan against his own government about what is right and what is wrong. Clear and Present Danger. I like the cartel stuff. I like going to these locations. Willem Dafoe's in it, which is amazing and awesome. I like a lot of the actors that portrayed in this film. It's a good action movie, and it's a good story of who Jack Ryan is. He doesn't care if he has to go against his own government. At the last bit, where he's gonna go to the court and be like, I solemnly swear I'll tell the entire truth. That's who Jack Ryan character is. He's a patriot to the end of his country, and he will stand up against it. And I think Clear and Present Danger did a great job with it, this movie of Jack Ryan. And I think this is a better film than Patriot Games. Maybe not the best picture compared to Patriot Games, but I do enjoy this film a lot. It's an A minus. I enjoyed the shit out of Clear and Present Danger, from beginning to end. And my number 1 favorite movie, and this might shock you, this is not the best Jack Ryan character movie, but this is just so a good film. Not because it's just had Jack Ryan in it. I mean, you took Jack Ryan out, you just replaced the character's name with something else, it probably still would be as great as it was, because The Sum of All Fears, not Sum of All Fears, this movie with Sean Connery, The Hunt for Red October, was awesome. It's a great submarine film. And people complain, well, Sean Connery doesn't have a Russian accent, or Sam Neill doesn't have a Russian accent. I don't care. It was a great submarine movie. How the visualization of people in submarines was awesome. How Sean Connery's trying to defect, and Jack Ryan's trying to, he's an analyst, so he's analyzing this guy's mind. He's like, oh, this guy's not going to defect. Where's he going with the submarine? And the Americans are struggling, and the Russians want to kill Sean Connery because they know he's going to defect. But he also has nukes and all this stuff, so they're trying to kill him off before he gets to the American side, and the Americans are trying to kill him off because they don't know if he's going to go all crazy or he's going to defect. And Jack Ryan's trying to recruit him or trying to get him on the side, and Sean Connery is defecting, and he's trying to, as he says, the problem is not the Russians, the problem is the Americans. If we get some cowboy or something like that, we're going to be in trouble. So it was just a great cat and mouse game from beginning to end. You felt the tension. And the fact is that this takes place in a submarine, you just feel so claustrophobic. You don't feel like you're going to be in the same, when the movie keeps going and going, you're tired and tired. You feel like the submarine's in you, and you're just you're inside the submarine, and you're just I'm sweating. How they're going to get out of this. The tension just builds up and builds up. It's a great thriller. It's a great film. The Hunt for Red October, my favorite Jack Ryan movie, but I think Clear and Present Danger might be better in that sense. But I love the Jack Ryan movies right now. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. What I always will complain about, certain things about Jack Ryan is, he's not an action star. He's not the James Bond that's the spy and all this stuff. He's an analyst, as Ben Affleck says in The Sum of All Fears. I'm just an analyst. I'm not doing it. I'm not made for all this stuff, to be Black Ops and all that shit. I enjoy the shit out of the Jack Ryan movies. I cannot wait to watch the TV shows. Season 2 just came out, so after I see the guy who was in Office, Jim, I know his name is John something, I will be ranking the actual portrayals of Jack Ryan. And overall, I enjoyed the shit out of a great deal of many of these films. So what's your own personal opinion, everybody? What's your favorite Jack Ryan movie? Is it The Sum of All Fears? Is it the underrated Jack Ryan movie, Clear and Present Danger with Harrison Ford, the legendary Harrison Ford? Or is it with just Sean Connery, Sam Neill, and Alec Baldwin and Hunt for Red October? Patriot Games is a good contender too, but not to me at least. And if you love Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit and that was your first one, let me know if you loved it or not. Let me know what y'all think. Everyone named Jalise, Garfield, everybody. Bye.